By the time Lena boarded the last train from Moorcroft Station, the clocks on the platform had already stopped at 11:59. She noticed it because the station was too quiet for midnight. No announcements, no footsteps, no vending machine hum. Only the smell of wet metal, old rain, and something faintly electrical, like a burned wire hidden in the walls. The train waited with its doors open, lit from within by a pale green light that made the windows look like aquarium glass. On the side, the route numbers had been painted over by rust, but a half-peeled plaque still read, Line 9, Night Service. Do not disembark between stations. Lena was alone except for the conductor, a thin man in a dark uniform with silver buttons and a smile that never reached his eyes. Last train, he said in a voice as dry as paper. It never stops once it starts. That's not comforting, Lena muttered. She was tired, cold, and carrying a folder full of cassette grid diagrams from the university archive. She had come to Moorcroft to study local folklore, specifically the old stories about a train that carried the dead through the hills. The conductor's gaze flicked to the folder. Careful with old stories, he said. They notice when you read them. Inside the carriage, the seats were velvet and threadbare, the lights dim and buzzing. The windows showed only darkness at first. Then, after the train lurched forward, Lena saw the land outside. Not the city she expected, but a black forest of leaning pines and telephone poles strung with dead wires that swayed without wind. She opened her folder to steady herself. Her notes listed witness accounts from decades apart, all describing the same thing, a night train that appeared after midnight, taking passengers who either vanished or returned changed. One story mentioned a machine in the engine room, built like a radio and a prayer box together, said to have been installed by engineers during the war. Another claimed the local river spirits had been trapped inside the tracks by a priest who wanted to stop a plague. Lena had laughed at that part until the train passed her reflection. There was someone seated behind her. She turned. The seat was empty. In the window, however, a pale woman sat directly opposite her, her face hidden by a veil of static. Lena froze. When she blinked, the reflection changed again. Now a boy in a school uniform, then an elderly miner with soot on his cheeks, then herself, older by years, staring back with a look of exhausted warning. The lights overhead flickered. In the brief darkness, the carriage returned to normal. In the next flicker, every seat was occupied. Not by living people. They sat still as mannequins, heads tilted toward the windows, their faces blurred as if viewed through wet glass. Some wore practical coats from the 1950s. Some wore funeral black. One wore Lena's own jacket. The train did not slow. Panic caught in her throat, but before she could stand, the conductor appeared beside her seat without a sound. "You found the timetable," he said. "That was unwise." "I don't understand." "You will. Every passenger does, eventually." He pointed to the folder. Line 9 does not travel through the countryside. It travels through the moments people leave behind. The platform is never the same station twice. Lena looked out again. The forest had become a row of apartment blocks, then a flooded street, then a snow-covered bridge under a starless sky. Each scene lasted only a breath before melting into another, as if the train were passing through memories instead of places. Then she saw it, Moorcroft Station again, outside the window. The same cracked tile, the same dead clock frozen at 11:59. "We're back," she said. The conductor's smile widened. "No, you never left." He handed her a ticket printed with her name and today's date, though the year was wrong by 30 years. On the back, in red ink, were words she had copied from an old regional song. "When the midnight train does not stop, it is not carrying you away. It is bringing you home." Lena lurched up and ran for the doors. They opened onto the platform she had just left, empty except for a little girl in a yellow raincoat standing beside the clock. The child looked up. It was Lena, older, pale, and smiling with terrible patience. "Don't get on," the girl said softly. Behind her, the train doors began to close. Inside the carriage, Lena saw her own seat already occupied by the woman she would become, folded neatly beside a folder of notes that had not yet been written. And as the train pulled away without making a sound, the clocks on the platform started again. 1 second past midnight, then 2, then 3, as if time itself had only been waiting for the last passenger to arrive.